Hey, what's up, everybody? Just want to make a quick reaction video to the Jason Van Dyke ruling uh, tonight. The sentencing that came down from Judge Goggin earlier this evening. Jason Van Dyke is the cop from Chicago who was convicted of murdering 17-year-old Laquan McDonald after firing 16 shots into this kid's body. This case, of course, was famous all over not just in Chicago, but all over the nation. For the racial component as well as for the police brutality component. When the conviction was given back in September, most of the black community felt a sense of vindication, like finally our voices were heard, finally the system worked for us. But even though that happened, I myself felt like the sentencing was going to leave something to be desired. I did not think that this guy was going to see a substantial amount of jail time. I didn't believe that he would see anything over just a few years. And tonight, the judge's ruling proved that to be so. Um, Jason Van Dyke was sentenced to 81 months jail time for committing the second-degree murder against Laquan McDonald. And of course, the black community expressed its disappointment. But myself, I never thought that he would see significant jail time. I just didn't, because we're talking about the system here. And the system is built to protect its own. Cops who commit heinous murders like this rarely see any significant jail time. That's just the way it is. I know that the conviction had a lot of people encouraged, but you had to curb your enthusiasm because you had to look at this for what it is and just understand the situation and the times that we're living in. So, uh, it didn't surprise me one bit. What I found amusing was how the judge came to this decision. He basically overlooked the more heinous part of the conviction, which was the aggravated assault, aggravated battery that Mr. Van Dyke committed against Mr. McDonald. The aggravated battery was actually would have carried a stiffer, longer jail time for this guy. But the judge overlooked it and decided to focus in on the second degree murder portion of it, and that's how he was able to come to the 81 months. And of course, 81 months is not even that, because of the day and day thing that you find here in the state of Illinois. He's only going to see about 3 years and some change. 3 years and some change, because it's a 50% thing here. So after all of the protesting, all of the media coverage, and all of that, this guy is going to get what amounts to about a slap on the wrist. And I myself can say I'm not surprised at all, because that's just what the system does. The system protects its own, and police officers are the enforcement arm of the system, and they're the first line in the field. So they're going to protect those guys. That's why you never hear of any police officers really getting convicted of stuff like this. And it's not just here in America, it's all over the world. All over the world. Argentina, which is one of the most corrupt countries that you can think of, I was looking at some stuff online regarding their the list of all the police officers who have been convicted of crimes over there, convicted of murders, and the number is minuscule. You can count on one hand. Very small number of police officers who are see any substantial jail time for murdering people. So it is what it is, man. And so I didn't have to brace myself for this. I knew this was going to happen because I just felt like the writing was on the wall. And to all of the black community in Chicago, you just gotta look at this thing clearly, because think about it. If the system that you say oppresses you so harshly, and the system that deals with you so abusively, why would you expect them to do anything different? Why would you expect the same system that oppresses you to turn around and do right by you. It just doesn't make sense. So when you look at things like from that perspective and look at it clearly and soberly, things like this should encourage us to recognize it for what it is, and then as a result, adjust your life accordingly and live your life in the light of this knowledge. So that's why my mantra is, hey, stay your ass out of the jail system. You know, stay your ass out of the system in general, because it's not meant to protect you. It's meant to protect them. It's meant to oppress you, but it's meant to serve them. That's just the way it is. That's the bottom line. You know, we can get off on all of the politics and the racial aspect all you want, but no, 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 no. The system is meant to protect their own. And once you get that into your bloodstream, then you'll know how to handle yourself and deal accordingly. So you got to look at things realistically, and from a you can't look at it from a Pollyanna point of view. You know, you have to look at it soberly and realistically. So I just want to make this quick drop, and that's enough. So y'all be cool.